I'm Tamika Peterson. I am Jaken's mom.
Yes, yes, yes. Word know me as Tulooo Fresh. My mama named me Jaken O'Neal. Pleasure to be here with y'all today. We got something special for y'all for sure. You know what I'm saying? As you ain't living up under a rock. 6'11" just can't hit the world. So we just really so much came of this, so much was put into this. We felt it was only right. And we sit down and just take some time to really unpack this stuff for y'all, let y'all into the insight and what what made all of this, what made us, and hopefully we believe in that it's gonna be a whole lot in for you and y'all as well. So you know, I first got to make it clear, right? Because first things first, a lot of you saw the album cover. You know what I'm saying? That is my mom, right?
Young me.
You know what I'm
I still look the
saying?
same though, right?
Yeah, definitely let her get that. But that is, it's a piece of my soul right here. My day one, my mother, and we were indeed on the album cover in 6'11".
At 6'11.
We're inside at 6'11". Where it all began for real, where it all began. So, again, really just excited to come to y'all, man. Real heartfelt type of vibes, and just let y'all in a little deeper, straight up, straight up. So. I would love to, let's just hit a song. Let's do it like that. Let's do it like that, Mama. See what you was talking about.
Okay. Let's see if we can get this up. Mm, that day. Jaken was bad. Okay. Let's just start there. But bad but loving, a loving spirit. Um, that day he was doing the most. Very energetic, all over the place. But also he loved people. He loved his mommy. And in that moment, just picked him up to make him stop. Like sit down somewhere. And we're at 6'11". Lots of memories there. But that's my first love. I was 17 when I had him. Got pregnant at 16, had him at 17. And so just having my first child, a boy, a very busy boy, I was trying to figure out my life, his life, and everything.
Don't ask me what I remember. Yeah. I just remember when my mama told me like the same vibes that she just gave y'all as to my personality, just the makers of me. That's what I put into my music. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it do get all over the place. You know what I'm saying? But just know it's all from a place of love. You know what I'm saying? Know that my intentions are good when I talk to you about what I talk to you about on these different songs. You know what I'm saying? But
You've always
it's been
had
a
energy, like lots
yeah,
of it.
yeah, for sure. And this is where I got it from. It's a lot that we've been blessed enough to endure that has allowed me to come to this space, place a space within myself, not only as an artist but as a man. I'm able to encapsulate that, right,
Yeah.
and use it for some positivity, use it for some possible good, for some good. You know what I'm saying? It's been a long road to get here where we sit, and I would be remiss to not first, give all honor and glory to God. For seeing us here, for seeing me here.
Yeah.
Could have been a lot of different ways.
A lot of different ways.
Could
I
have been a lot of
mean,
different ways.
I think I shared with you yesterday in a conversation, you just turned 30. And I dropped to my knees and I just praised God on your 30th birthday because there were so many moments, so many times where I didn't know if my son was either going to be dead or in jail. And for him to see 30, I was like, that's only God. We've been through a lot. We've been through a lot, and only those closest to us really know the
Yeah,
ins and outs of this, the details. But
yeah.
in due time, really took me back to a place where I had buried. I buried and suppressed. I'm one of those people. I just pack it up in a bag. I'm a bag lady, right? Got these bags. I pack it up in a bag and I just kind of leave it there. And when I heard the song, I've heard it the first time and I kind of just listened to it. But I heard it the second time when I was actually being still, not doing anything. and the references in the song just kind of took me to a place where I was froze. I think I was maybe sitting in this seat, and I was froze because the bag was being unpacked.
I want to know, you know, not only from the artist's perspective, but just as your son, talk me through like that moment for you where where you were able to really sit down, catch a good spirit, and you was open and you was able to receive and allow the things that I was speaking on to resonate with you. Like, how talk us through that moment for real? Because obviously, that's what led us here today.
Right, right. I was really impressed, to be honest, because we come from a family that keeps secrets. We don't talk about it. I was raised in a don't ask, don't tell environment. That was just it. If you thought you knew something, keep it to yourself. Don't talk about it. So I was impressed when I heard the song because I'm like, whoa, he's unveiling, he's releasing, he's sharing, he's opening Pandora's box, and it's healing. It was healing revealed because I think as you were probably, in the booth saying those words, it was healing and deliverance for you. But as the listener and your mom who went through that stuff with you, it was a whole different, I'm listening as, I'm hearing the music because I love music, right? So I'm listening to the technical pieces of it. I'm criticizing, I'm doing all of that. I'm like, yeah, he should have said this and that instead. But I love the song because of it's brilliant. A lot of black families, especially in the South, the Bible Belt, a lot of black families, they have some stuff go on. It's not some stuff that you want to share. It ain't the highlights reel. So you don't talk about it. But in due time, I'm gonna run it back again.
Yeah, let's keep that.
I'm gonna run it back. Cause we like Burn too, but I'm gonna run back with in due time. But and forgive me if I'm not doing this right.
No, it's all good because you really just said something to me that struck a chord. Because, like, I get it. Like, let me make that very clear. Like, I get it, and it's these ugly truths for real, right? Certain stuff that I would wish would be different, but it's those exact things that help me to be not only who I am today, but who I'm able to be for y'all, for those that I love, for those that I care about for real. So I say that to say with what you was just saying, man. Like, the thing about it is, I understand how much of a thing it can be for us to not want to revisit those places.
Yeah.
Because to your point, when I was in the booth, like recording this, I mean, I came front like it was a range of emotions, even recording this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can believe it because you're speaking it. It's coming out. You're unpacking that bag for me and you and the family and the future.
Yeah.
We talked about ugly truths. I think ugly truths can lead to a beautiful reality when you manage yourself through that the right way.
Yeah.
It's how you go through the storm that makes all the difference. And this is where we are.
Yeah.
Life,
you gotta release.
Yeah, life is built on those experiences, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We can't just talk to everybody about what's good, what's going well in life. You also have to open up and share. And I've finally got myself to a place to be able to talk about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I tend to suppress it. I delete it as best I can and put it in the back, way back.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like such a skill that most of us are taught at the most vulnerable ages. I mean, like you said, like we come from that don't ask, don't tell. I said it on the song, they don't know, don't tell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to get to the point, me personally, right, where I realized, like, man, if I'm not gonna be bold enough to relive this even for a moment, then I can't expect to release it.
Right. Right.
And what I don't release, I'm doomed to repeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And as a I'm saying, my mom, I'm a father myself, so
I like that part of the song too.
you know what I'm saying? But it's a cyclical thing. It
It is.
can be,
Yep, it is.
so we try to shield, guard, and protect ourselves by suppressing it and all the things we get comfortable with doing. But we gotta understand that as a people, I do that at the expense of my children.
Right.
You gonna do that at the expense of everyone who looking up to you, who following in your footsteps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just figured that the only way really through it was to, was to go through it,
Yeah.
lean into it,
Lean into it.
lean
Yeah.
into it.
Because I tend to run. I tend to run. That's usually my quick move. I'm gonna run from it. I'm gonna let it stay back there. So, just sitting here now, just still hearing, some of the things, some of the references in the song, Uncle Ricky, Kingfish.
Yeah.
That was like the
Yeah.
dopest part as far as like
Yeah.
the lighter side of the
R.P. Uncle
song.
Ricky, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He was good for giving every kid in the neighborhood a nickname.
yeah,
And because he couldn't say Jakin,
that's crazy to me,
he
man.
called him Kingfish.
Yeah, but I'm sitting here like, so man, that's crazy, yo. Because Kingfish is literally like one of my first nicknames.
Yeah.
Other than what my daddy had gave me. My daddy came out when I was that year old on that cover of the album. My daddy was calling me Boo Boo.
Yeah.
That was my first nickname. You feel me? Boo Boo. Don't ever try to call me that.
Now, early on, when you was tiny, baby.
Mouse.
You were Mouse.
Called me Mouse.
Because he
Tell him why.
squealed. His little cry, when he was asleep, we had to keep the doors open in the room because his cry was so light and squeaky. So I called him Mouse for the longest. And then, as he got older, Mickey Mouse was his favorite character. He
She tell me
loved
everything.
he loved Mickey Mouse. So yeah, he was Mouse for a minute. I'm gonna pause it because it's a commercial.
And very yellow.
Yes, he looked Hispanic. I thought he was Hispanic. I thought they gave me the wrong kid. Because if you look at me and his father, I'm like, who baby is this?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, who baby is this? But
yeah.
he definitely came out looking Hispanic.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, man, Kingfish, and like, I can't even tell you that when Uncle Ricky called me Kingfish, I had to be in a place even thinking about
we
that.
Lost the light.
Yeah. All good.
It's all right.
You grab that for us, sister? It's all good, man. Everything raw and uncut, man. Ain't none of this fabricated, man. Like, that's what makes everything what it is over here. But back to this Kingfish, because I'm like, dang, bro, like, Kingfish. Uncle Ricky called me that cool growing up. Like, first of all, like, I'm saying that kingsmanship, he first like pointed me to my crown.
Yeah, it was like prophecy.
He pointed me to my crown in that sense, man. I was so young. I ain't think none of that. You know what I'm saying? Keep it real. I thought it was just a play on, like, honestly, in that space, I thought it was a play on like how big I was growing up. Kingfish. But he pointed me to my crown, but I think about how everything is like how God works in patterns, yo. And you gotta pay attention to the patterns, right? Because lo and behold, when I first really started taking myself seriously musically, I was calling myself King Fresh.
King Fresh, yeah.
Crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't think about that.
You
were King
connected
Fresh
right then. That just connected.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
From King Fish to
King Fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing.
But when you said that in the song, I was like, whoa, I had forgot about that one.
Yeah.
You've been called, people give you all kinds of nicknames.
I came up through that. Like,
yeah.
I got like 100 nicknames.
Yeah. So today, mama calls you man.
That's just man.
She's like, where man at? Just man.
Yeah.
So that was one of the lighter parts in the song. And then, of course, the other pieces was real emotional to me. The death of my father, your grandfather, Henry. When you talked about that part, who died on Thanksgiving Day, that really shook me to my core. Because his death was a life altering moment for me. My whole perspective changed about life in general. My whole perspective changed about being with people and being present with people in the moment, because we're not guaranteed to be here tomorrow. I woke up that Thanksgiving morning getting ready to go to dinner at my mom's house. I'm about to hop in the shower. I'm looking forward to some stuffing and stuff. And I get a phone call from my cousin Nasia telling me that the sheriff's department found my daddy dead in his home. I dropped to the floor. I slid down the wall of the bathroom and dropped to the floor. That moment changed me forever because I felt cheated by my dad's death. I didn't have my dad growing up. And I was finally to a point where we were having a relationship. I was getting to know him. He was getting to know me. And the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, I had class in Washington, not far from his house. And it fell on my spirit to go to his house instead of going straight to class. And I was on the phone with my then boyfriend, and I said, I feel like I need to go see my daddy. Probably would have found him dead. It wasn't meant for me to go. But the terms and the uncertainty about how my father died is in this song. It's referenced in the song.
Yeah.
Because we know.
Yeah.
We know what happened.
Yeah, we know what's going on for sure, man. And I said what I said very clearly on the song. You know what I'm saying? You listen, you got your eyes on this. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget. You know what I'm saying?
We know what happened.
But God has a way of working all things out for real, yo. For real, for real. And, you know, the biggest blessings I realized, like, they start within. For real. They start within. And just the simple fact that, you know, I'm even sitting here with you right now, and I hear the pain still on you. I feel your energy sitting right here beside you. But the place of strength in which you're able to speak from in and now, you know what I'm saying? I can feel that you have been progressed from a place of feeling defeated about it and by it. And in all actuality, I'm gonna say this verbatim. That's what we have in heart when we do what we do. Right? Take you down, give you a glimpse of this journey and how it's been for us. We're gonna get it to you as raw as possible, right? Not missing out a thing. I'm not gonna leave out when it was ugly, when I didn't know whether it was gonna be left or right. Death or jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we also talking to you from a place of but look what God did. But look what God did and look what He's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because still even now, it's the healing is still in process.
It is.
Even right now, you know, we throwing another stick in the fire, you know, as it pertains to, you know, our best days being, you know, the rest of our days. You did what I'm saying? And just continue to remain the light, you know what I'm saying, that God called us to be.
So I feel like a lot of times we go through life experiences not knowing, not understanding the storm that we're going through, right? We don't know where this come from. Why me, Lord, right? But sometimes the storm isn't always meant just for you. It's meant for you with, you know, some purpose and intention there, but also there's other people that's going through same or similar circumstances that need to hear how you made it out. You made it out. You know, and I sit here today with my son, who I would have never thought would have made it to this point in life. You know, he made a song talking about some of the deepest, darkest secrets that I never wanted to face again. Like we're sitting here and we good. We eat good. Don't we eat good? We good. You know, but people gotta see that, wow, they went through that. Because sometimes we make life look easy, especially moms. You know, as you become a parent, you know, As you become a parent, you kind of put that shield on every day because I don't want you to know when I'm hurting.
Yeah.
I don't want you to see me cry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we got this connection. Just because the doctors cut the cord, that cord is still there. We feel each other energy.
Yeah.
So we put that shield on, but we need support too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And so you often have this way of reaching out because you feel it. And even though sometimes I may deflect, it's because I'm deflecting for me to figure this out
Yeah.
before I can discuss it.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was a matter of, like, I had to get to that place in that space where I realized, like, the part that I play is important. You know, like, so much can happen in life, like, even, like, especially how we grew up. Let's be real.
Yeah.
This energy, this person, this man that I've stepped into, I've come such a long way. Because I think about it, as a kid, I had this same energy. I was the one, like, oh, we trying to keep that a secret. I'm about to say something.
You were always inquisitive.
I was the truth teller. I was the one.
Questions.
Yeah, like I've been like that. And that's, that was something that it was shunned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Growing up, it was like, nah, nigga, hush. What you doing? You breaking code, nigga. Like, facts. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it came to a point where I ain't even knew, like, I ain't know who I was. I ain't know if who I was even realizing myself to be was right. You know what I'm saying? That inner conflict, man, it was real for so long. And again, I made it to the point through prayer, right? More prayer, less doubt, and, like, I stuck in there, and I was able to realize, like, nah, the part that I play is important. Like, what if, right? What if the outcome of all those I love is connected to my one act of obedience in this way? You know what I'm saying? Stepping out there and speaking when need to be spoken, freeing myself, right, from these things, right, and giving God that space and opportunity to help those that are around me. You know what I'm saying? You might be somebody I never meet. I might not never get to reach out and touch you with my own hands. But it could be one thing that I said on the song,
right,
that God used to show you your way out, to show you your path to freedom. You feel what I'm saying? Show you your path to healing and reconciliation. You did what I'm saying? So, again, like, I had to realize, we've had to realize, like, nah, the part that I play is important.
Yeah.
So that's what I embody.
And I appreciate you for that, for leaning in. You always ran into the fire. But I told you early on that you won't like nobody else. That's why I named you something like nobody else.
Yeah, that's real.
I want to know, when you decided the album name, 611. Let's talk about 611. We love you, Nana. If you see this.
I already know.
I can appreciate 611 as the album title.
Talk about it.
That 611 is the safe space. Now it's an advertisement. 611 is a safe space. It's a safe haven. Nana's house. I'm telling you.
Place of refuge.
It is. It is. It really is. Yeah. Now, before the days of me getting myself together, getting some, good jobs and stuff, before those times, I had to stay at 611 myself. When I got pregnant, I thought everything was over. My mama wasn't happy. My family wasn't happy. I was supposed to have a full scholarship to go to college, and I had failed. So I said, I'm quitting school, quitting high school. I'm not going my senior year. But Joyce O'Neal, your Nana, she sat up straight and she got a little bass in her voice. She said, you're not going to quit. You coming in with me. 611 it was. Packed my stuff up, moved in with my Joyce. She said, we're going to figure this out. And yes, we did. Yes, we did. I graduated a North Carolina scholar. I graduated top of my class. and she helped me get through that senior year. It was not easy. This kid came out with his days and nights mixed up. He was up all night. Me and his dad literally had to take turns and throw him in the back seat of one of our beat up Nissan Maximas. We had two matching cars. It was weird. Two brown Nissan raggedy Maximas. Not the good kind, the raggedy kind, okay?
Yeah, facts.
Kept his car seat hot in the back because sometimes at 1 a.m. somebody got to toss this kid in the back to take him around the block a few spins so he could go to sleep. And then once he went to sleep, we'd creep in the house and take him into Nana's room so we could get some sleep.
Yeah.
Nana's house, 611 is safe haven.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like that's cause like man, even you saying that, like somebody that one act of obedience, like what if Nana wasn't able to find that heart?
Yeah.
Cause literally that set us up for everything that we become,
That was
everything
the
we experiencing now,
turning
like
point.
that set us up for that.
It did.
You know what I'm saying? And again, in such a, cause you just described that time. Like all of this was the time of really like my conception, me coming into the world. Hear what I'm saying? My birth and just all the different moving pieces that surrounded it. But it was one obedient spirit in Nana that said, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Come on over here.
Yeah.
So it's like, that uncertainty.
Yeah.
That was a time of uncertainty, like none other.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I had threw in the towel. I was done.
Thought it was over, and it very well could have been. Yeah, right.
It could have been.
Right.
You know, most people don't get along with their in-laws. That's my mommy. To this day, I call her my mommy.
Yeah.
611.
Yeah.
Like it's a big deal that you named it with that picture that you found at 611.
Yeah. Yeah.
17 years old. You know, life was crazy for me. I didn't know what I was still trying to figure my life out. Think about it. Got pregnant at 16, had a baby at 17. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah. One of my favorite lines, and this really, really, really speaks. I really want to emphasize this bar that just passed by. Had to face it, get some straightening with my dad and mom. Go and get your healing while they living and you have the time. Just got done talking about my grandfather.
Yeah.
Right? Not sure how much you were willing to, but some significant news have just come down. You know, we in a process of believing for better in terms of my grandmother right now, right? But even this moment we have, you know, because if it's one thing we haven't alluded to, right, it's the difficulty that we've endured, and not just not just with us, mother and son, but even between us. That done a lot.
Yeah.
That done a lot to us.
Yeah. Our relationship has been strained over the years. Significantly.
So even this moment right now is just another sign of victory. You know what I'm saying? Just another sign of victory for real. I just want to really make that clear. Like every single thing, everything has come on the other side of me, to your point, and lean into that fire. Lean into that fire and sit down with your mom. Like, seek to understand her. Feel what I'm saying? Seek and understanding from you gave me understanding about myself that I now thrive on in today's time. Get the pass to my kids. They gon' you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just want to definitely take that moment, to say thank you for real for also, leaning in with me, for always riding this thing out with me, because it was ugly.
Yeah.
It got ugly.
To say the least.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, for sure.
For a significant amount of years, I didn't know what was going on or what was going to happen. Like, I remember many nights just crying. And then the next morning having to fix my face up so I could go to work and act like life is good.
Yeah.
I remember days where I would just be at home at peace and police knocking at the door. I remember days of the car coming home with bullet holes. I remember days and nights of just a lot of uncertain phone calls and messages. Like, what is happening? Do you know where your son at? No, but I guess you do, and you're gonna tell me. Yeah. And when you mention and hear about Reverend Moore, you know what he said.
Yeah.
And then, the part about Jay put you on a suit.
Yeah. Like, shout out to James Moore, man. Again, one man's obedience can be the key to so many people's breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, James Moore, because for real, because even to that point, like, when James Moore put me in that business suit, like, I remember, like, he literally came, got me, front of the house, took me shopping. I don't know, we went to JC, wherever he took me to, like, he was just like, bro, you about to dad go and put you in some suits. I got a plan for you. And I ain't gonna front. It really resonated with me in a special way. I never heard nobody say nothing like that to me. I got a plan for you, bro.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? So, okay, this is different. So I just trusted the process, you dig? But that was a prophecy in itself.
Yeah.
Because, again, like, he pointed me to the businessman in me.
Right.
And now here I am sitting here with the NBA smoke.
Yeah.
But I think about James Moore. You know what I'm saying? That man ain't had to do that. Like, I was fresh out of jail. Man, he was taking me shopping, get business suits. I had the biggest ankle bracelet on me. Like, I had to be in the house. I was on house arrest, like, what? Some months, bro. I was in the house.
You were on house arrest when Junior was born. We had to get special
arrest.
permission
I had to get
for
out
you
of
to
jail
get.
to go and be there for my son, my Junior, to be born. And I even think about that. Like, I remember the first time I called y'all and you had told me like y'all was on the way to the emergency room, and I just clicked on you. I couldn't even hear no more. I just hung up. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I went back to my bunk. I ain't lie, I felt so defeated. Like, I'm in here because I ain't know how I'm about to get out. Like, nothing. I was just in there that time, and here my baby is about to be born, my Junior. About to be born, coming to the world. And at that time, thinking that my first child. You know what I'm saying? Right. Let that be clear. Like, at that time, I thought that Junior was my first.
Was the first, son. Yeah, at that moment.
And then I was locked up, not knowing how I'm going to get out. So when you told me that, I just hung up. I couldn't even deal with it right then. But someone told me, like, I think I called you back a couple hours later after I got out of my fears. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I had went back to the phone and I clicked again. And man, you had told me something along the lines of, the boy ain't coming tonight. He ain't coming tonight. It was a false alarm.
False alarm.
And right then, I'm like, okay, all right, God listening to me. Like, sometimes, man, it be so real. And I want to just, like, for real, because I know you listening to this, like, you going through something too. You done been through some times too. And if you ain't, you gonna go through something. You know what I'm saying? It get to a point where I ain't gonna front. Like, bro, it get hard to pray sometimes.
Yeah. And then sometimes you can't find the words.
You can't find the words. But God's so good, man. Like, and the word said, right, he heard the meditations of my heart, bro. Like, God don't let me go out like that, man. My baby about to be born. So when you told me, like, oh, he ain't coming, I knew something was going on. You know what I'm saying? It'd be those slight moments like that, like a rope would get linked to a little bit more rope. Hold on.
Yeah.
You know
in due time.
In due time, it's going to get better.
Yeah.
In due time, you know what I'm saying? So that was amazing to me because, lo and behold, what happened after that? Within the next, few days?
Yeah, a few days later.
I had got a bond. They gave me the opportunity, like, look, bro, we come get you from the back right now, but you gonna send this box like 9 months. You know what I'm saying? So I took that opportunity, like, man, I ain't about to, because I could have played it selfish, like, oh, I ain't trying to be on no house arrest, nothing crazy. But I knew that there was something greater at work right then that I needed, that I was called to be a direct participant in, front row. Yeah. I need to take my place. You know what I'm saying? So I came home on house arrest. Feel me? They told me, look, O'Neal, you got one night, bro. You got one night.
One night. Literally that next morning.
I'm going to let you take your house arrest stuff,
The
all
equipment,
that.
all the equipment.
Take your equipment, bro. Go to the hospital with your family. If your son not born tonight, bro, you gotta go home, bro. I swear for God, bro, I got there. 3 hours later, bro, I'm talking about still smelling like Pitt County Detention Center, bro. Like 3 hours later, man, I was holding my baby.
Yep.
He waited for me.
You cut the cord, didn't
I
you?
cut the cord,
Yeah.
yo. He waited for
I
me.
was outside the room door just praying,
Yeah,
praying and
yeah,
crying
yeah,
because it was a beautiful moment.
yeah. And it was. I'm sharing all this with y'all because it was times like then, like that, where I had to hold on, where I had to believe in God past what I was able to see and understand right then, make sense of, and watch Him come through for me and receive it in the way in which He was telling me, like I told y'all, in due
In due time, it was
time.
God's plan, and it
In
worked
due
out. And
time.
that's been all these experiences we've been mentioning right now. That's been what's happened. You
Yeah,
know, we've just had to work through God's plan, not knowing,
yeah,
but in due time, we
yeah,
came out on the other side with a victory.
yeah.
Now that was Junior's birth that we was just talking about. But while you was talking, you know what I was thinking about?
What it?
July 25th. So the irony here, the album is In Due Time. You was born on your due date, which is very rare. You were born on your due date. And I often tell people you can tell a lot about a child based on their delivery and that whole experience. Because I have 2 kids. One came on the due date. The other one came 6 days late. This guy is punctual. So I knew that you were supposed to be here at a certain time. I was sitting right here. I said, he's going to pull up at the right. Always punctual, usually early. My other one, I love you, Leah.
Swear.
She usually late. Okay. She move at her own speed. Okay. She do things, when she want to move. So it's usually not on my speed, right? So it's usually late. But I can share with you that, a lot of your wiring, your gifts and talents comes out, and parents can see that early on in life. You can see that in your children. And I could tell by the way you move, you was always inquisitive. You was always trying to figure something out. You was always just very, and I can't say this enough, very high energy, which you still are. Jesus. Whereas Aaliyah likes to sleep, so it's just the difference in the two.
Yeah.
But in due time, yeah, you came out right on time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's so good. I think about you done brought my sister into it. Now you got me thinking, cause I'm thinking about how we
Wapo.
used to be in Mama's house, man. I was just talking about, I'm saying, some of the time spent down there at Acre Station, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Acre Station, all the family
Acre
down there.
Station.
Love y'all. Real deal. But I used to be playing with my little sister, right? And my sister's such a rider. Like, she's so solid because we used to be under the table, the coffee table.
Acting like y'all repairing something, so like under a car or something.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy. Like, that's how I used to play. Like,
all I would see is their feet.
And I ain't even I'm not even the dude that you gonna catch with a hammer and wrench all crazy.
Not mechanically like that.
I pay me for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm my daddy. You feel me?
Right.
I ain't really studying that. But I just think about how I was younger, and that was my choice to play. Like, I was the repairman. I was fixing something.
You was working on somebody's something.
Yeah, I was working on something, but I used to be under the table, right? Sitting there doing what I'm doing with the remote. You know what I'm saying? And then I look at my partner, my little sister, at the time, right? My little sister, and I'm like, yo, pass me the wrench.
I remember.
You know what I'm saying? And she'll go and give me like a pen.
The wrong thing.
She'll give me a pen. And I'm like, man, that's not the
wrench.
That is not the wrench.
He would get mad.
We say
imagination now. And he get mad because she handed the wrong imaginary tool.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I hear them cussing.
Yeah. And I just love, like, my sister, like, she just rolled with it. Oh, that ain't it. Oh.
She gonna keep going. She gonna keep finding something.
With it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But what's funny is, I thank God, because, man, you gotta do this, man, because them dots connect. Them dots really do connect, because now I'm thinking about how this man right here to my left, he just like that.
Mm-hmm.
He just like that.
The collaboration is real.
He just like that. Bro, that's what we doing. Oh, let's get it done. What need to be?
Yeah.
Is it the wrench? Is it the screwdriver? What we
Yeah.
do, bro? Do you need me to do it? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, man, shout out to you, dog. You already know, but nah, man, I say all that to say because like it's coming back to me now. Because even, I mean, I could have went about this so many different ways, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we know we done been sitting in my
And it's a
therapist's
whole
office,
lot more.
whole lot more, whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? But to that point, it's so many different ways that I could have chose. We could have chose to get to, what God was calling us to for real, for real. But I always have been the one to choose the unconventional way.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't my popular demand right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I've always stood true to that. Like, this is what I believe in. So this was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely innovative. A lot of the words that I use to describe myself and my career, I'm an innovator, I'm a visionary. You know, I might sit right here, right now on this Saturday, but my mind, I can go ahead and map out a plan for 5-10 years down the road. I'm already there. I can get you there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're very much like that. The reason why, I told you this yesterday, the reason why we often bump heads is because we're both strong spirits.
Used to, we better now.
We are. We're much better. We know how to work through it now. I just knock them upside the head. But anyway, we are very strong spirits.
Yeah, for sure.
God put us here for purpose, and we are just those people that's all we're gonna do. Like, we're gonna go straight for what we know.
Yeah.
And so sometimes when our paths intersect, sometimes we have a collision. But now we know how to back those cars up, talk about it, figure that out. Sometimes it might take a little bit of space. Take a time out. We come back and then we reflect on where we were in that moment. Because I don't know your frame of reference in that moment, and you don't know mine. We don't come with warning labels, you know. A wise woman told me a long time ago, you got to teach people how to treat you. Because we don't come with side effects and warning labels like a pill bottle. But unless you share with people, if you're building any kind of ships, whether it's friendships, relationships, partnerships, you got to tell people like, yo, I prefer this over that. You know, I ain't like how you said that. Here's a better way we can go about it. Teach people how to treat you. You'll come a long way.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And we've navigated through a lot of trouble spots, and I feel like now we're in a better place where we can figure out, oh, let me just take a 10-minute and then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah. Because through those times of separation, what sometimes felt like isolation, you know, we was able to take that time for ourselves, with ourselves, and get better understanding of ourselves.
And sometimes you gotta back up in order to go forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Think about getting out of a tricky parking spot. Sometimes you gotta back up and put it in reverse in order to go.
Line.
Yeah.
That's a fact. I mean, it's funny because we understand these things in a physical sense. You ain't never hopped in your car nowhere and it was just straight lines.
Exactly.
It's not like that.
Exactly.
You know, so one of the things that I'm grateful, right, as we end this year here, I'm grateful that I've been able to find solace, man, solidarity in embracing the lefts and right turns.
Yeah.
Like, real.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I use sports analogies and usually navigational references when I talk about life.
For sure.
You know, you think about I-485 or any highway, you got on ramps and exit ramps, right? And sometimes in life you're gonna be on that on ramp, you know. Sometimes you take that path to go to your destination, but then sometimes you gotta take the exit, or you gotta reroute completely. You gotta reroute completely, and that may be rerouting with people that's around you, you know, making some choices on what you're gonna cut out. Could be all kinds of things that you're having to consider at that moment, at that juncture.
Yeah.
But it's all about reaching that destination.
Yeah.
And if you're with somebody, it's about alignment and reaching that destination together.
Yeah.
What time we gonna be there? Bet.
Yeah. And it's so good because like I had to learn the right way to want the right thing.
Right. And how to go about it.
And how to go about it, right? Because you get all that once you
Mm-hmm.
adjust where you coming from with it. So
Exactly.
that sense, I had to realize like, yo, Jacan, you want to get to the right destination more than you want to feel right by knowing the way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let that control go and feeling like I got this.
And control and passion can sometimes be confusing. It can feel the same way.
I'm passionate.
Very passionate. Okay, keep your mind right. But I've always said to you, you have meaningful things to say to people.
Yeah.
It's your delivery that usually cancels all that. Because if you come at me and you're saying something that I probably need to hear, but you are and aggressive about it as far as your mannerism, I'm going to shut down immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to receive any of that probably good communication that I need to get.
Yeah.
But your delivery, that's what makes all the difference in whatever conversation you're having. It can be a conflict or whatever. It could be some constructive criticism that somebody needs to hear.
Yeah.
It's all in how you say it.
Yeah. But that's it. I mean, I had to understand it. I mean, I just talked to you a bit about my journey and all of that, right? I had gone to a point in like believing, and even being made to believe that the rawest, most purest place of who I am is not good to be.
Mm-hmm.
So it got to a point where I'm telling you what I believe I need to tell you, and you know what I'm saying, I be giving to tell you, you need to hear whatever. But I was doing so from a place of feeling like I need to correct you.
Yeah.
It was about me.
Yeah.
It was about me. So that showed in my delivery. Now I'm in a space where it's like I came to you yesterday, like I'm gonna come with question first. Like, how can I, feel me, that accountability?
Right.
Because my goal is not to correct anymore. I ain't trying to tell you wrong and prove how right I am. I just want us to connect. I want us to be better off on the other side of this.
Now take what you just said and reflect back on the playtime, the imaginary playtime with you and your sister, you fixing something. You don't always have to fix people. Give them the resources, the tools, the communication that they need, and let them own that from there. You know, because you was always a fixer. Just give it to them in a genuine way. That's it. And in due time, they'll receive it and they'll act on it.
Yeah. I mean, it's no better way to bring this to a close. I mean, Mama just said, in due time, in due time, you're going to get what's for you. You know what I'm saying? What got your name on it. Receive it. Receive it, do right by it. And we believe that God got some amazing things He can do for you, get you, and on behalf of yours. So I just thank God, you feel me, allowing us to take this moment, feel me?
Thank you for allowing me to share.
Yeah, you already know. So it's been real. You know what I'm saying? Salute, much love, grace, and peace. Exile.
Best gas, but don't make a wish. Let's go. Stretch that, make your bank thick. Stretch that, invest that in something way bigger. Step back for the game winner. Let your rats make millions. If you hell and back, we made niggas. Yeah.